Has anyone ever doubted themselves? I'm gonna take a wild guess and say yes. I feel like everyone has doubted themselves before. It's a human thing. But today who I'm talking about is someone who just never did doubt themselves. That's Daniel Johnston. Daniel Johnston is someone who didn't doubt themselves even when the odds were stacked against them. And I feel I relate to him because everyone has the odds stacked against them in some sort of way. Today I'll be talking to you about how Daniel Johnston worked twice as hard as anyone else had to accomplish his dreams and how I feel inspired by that. Daniel Johnston was a singer-songwriter in the late 80s and early 90s. He had a type of music called outsider music. It's like kind of weird indie music. If you listen to it, you'd say, Spencer, you're crazy. This isn't good music. But it's good. Try. I like it. But to gain popularity, what Daniel would do is he'd put his music on these cassette tapes. And he used to work at McDonald's. So he'd put the cassette tapes in the meals when he'd give them out. So people would be eating their food and they'd say, oh, this guy's mixtape is in here. So they listened to it. And that's kind of how he gained popularity. He also gained popularity later on in his career because a guy named Kurt Cobain wore a shirt with Daniel Johnston's first album cover on it. And everyone was like, whoa, this Kurt Cobain's wearing this, must be pretty good. So that boosted him even further into popularity. In 1988, during Daniel Johnston's first studio album when he was recording it, he was diagnosed with schizophrenia, which is really rough. And it really kind of set him back a little bit. But that's where, and I think most people would probably just kind of give up and be like, well, this is just too hard to do. But he didn't. He kept going and going and going. And to me, that's very inspiring because I have, pretty bad anxiety, I guess. It's not schizophrenia, but it sometimes makes it hard to do things. Like right now, it's pretty difficult doing this speech in front of a bunch of people. But I think seeing someone who has, who struggles with a mental illness, just accomplish great things like making music, is just very inspiring. Daniel also really liked the Beatles, and when he listened to music or watched TV shows, movies, make him feel better, and that's also something I feel that I relate to him in a sense because when I listen to music or watch music, it kind of de-stresses me, makes me feel good, and I also listen to music when I'm writing. I like to write, and that's also why, again, Daniel's an inspiration to me because he keeps writing and making music no matter what, and that made him feel better, I guess, and that also makes me feel better. So to, I guess, wrap things up, I feel that everyone should be inspired by someone who doesn't doubt themselves like Daniel Johnston. I know probably no one in this class knows who Daniel Johnston is, but he's just someone who never doubted himself, even though the odds were just always stacked against him, and I just feel very, very inspired by him in that way.